banned out a lot of those split pushy and team fighty heroes, and to see what it is, they're going to go for a Clink. So opt for the pick off roll. Again, another hero that works well with the minus armor, but kind of got the feeling there that they were scrambling for something at the end. And guess that they have a split pushy lineup. Use Slardar as a way to be able to maybe, I don't know, get pickoffs, I guess. That's really all that he's going to be able to do. And maybe turn around team fights as well.
10 seconds remaining.
I have to say, I like Void Boy's draft a little bit.
5
But again, all of these things come down to execution. It comes down to having a plan. It comes down to being able to execute that plan. And Complexity showed last time around that they were able to make that work for them. Now only a couple more seconds left. They do end up taking a Clockwork as a last pick for Void Boys. So another great initiation source. They're going to be able to make this work, I think, and depending upon what this lane is going to be. Is this... Okay, so a little... All right, Tusk, Disruptor supports, Gyrocopter safe lane, Lina mid, Clockwork off lane. Very, very interesting. All right. Waiting for the last couple of people to load on this game. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Guys, you can do it. I believe in you. We're going to do it. Once again, this is playing in the lower bracket right now for the Summit 4. Void Boys against Complexity Game 2. There. See you later, bud. No longer going to be having you around anymore. Let's talk a little bit about these heroes and introduce them on in. We got Sneaky, who's going to be playing that Lina. Fly is going to be on the Disruptive Omega Poner. It's going to be on that Clockwork. Sakula is going to be playing the Tusk. And last but not least, taking up the trail end is going to be the Gyrocopter by Pat Soul. For Complexity, Z's is going to be playing his Clinks. We have moving towards the mid lane, Winter Wyvern, Vlad. One of the new additions to Complexity. Z-Freak is going to be playing the Dazzle. You have Ping Vincent, who's going to be playing the Wind Ranger. And last but not least, Swindles is going to be playing that offlane Slardar. So these are their teams. They're ready to move forward into this one. A lot of aggression very early. They are going to be able to block this camp. Clinks should be able to get out of here. No real problem, I would imagine. No detection so far placed down. Wanted to. We do have a Sentry Ward over here on the Disruptor, so might opt to drop this to make sure Clinks doesn't steal the Bounty Rune. He's going back in, though, and should be able to get his way on into the Roche Pit. They feel very comfortable with their level 1 fight, though, so they're going to move right on up and contest the top rune. Does look like Z's is going to be able to take this one, I'm imagining, with Clockwork here as well. Keeping them pressed on back now. There's the Arctic Burn coming on out. Is going to be able to get the Snowball forward onto Z-Freak. More damage. The Crush is going to catch onto 2. Lightstrike ends up hitting onto 2 in return. But now Sneaking, dropping low. They're waiting for some type of kill if they possibly can get it. A couple more right clicks might be enough. Oh, and the body block. Too good there. Wind Ranger ends up picking up blood on the Tusk. Meanwhile, the Wind Ranger gets the Bounty Rune. Clockwork gets the other one. And we are looking good. Nice little boon to Complexity side. That's the way you want to start off a game that potentially is going to send you forward into the next round of this lower bracket. So the dual solo lane here coming out. Omega Poner not quite going to be able to catch with the cogs there, but Z should have a decent time in this lane as long as he doesn't end up getting cogs on in there. Sneaky, meanwhile, taking a lot of harassment. Windrun only leveled up at this point, though, so Wind Ranger already level 2, should be able to toss out those power shots and really mess with that Lina a lot. And enemy lines, Tusk is going to run into the Winter Wyvern. A little bit awkward. 1, 2, 3 punch. Tusk does have the boots advantage as well, so going to need to Arctic Burn just to deal out a good amount of damage here, but I don't think that he wants to stick around for too much longer. If he really gets into a long man fight with that Tusk, it's going to be a problem. So several of these camps warded on up. Oh, that's bad luck. That is bad luck. Not going to be able to deward this one at all. Really far down here at this point, and That's too bad. You'd really love to be able to get a little bit more out of that. Disruptor is over here with the dual off lane. As I talked about, somewhat difficult to be able to deal with this as a disruptor. The Dazzle isn't the most fearsome opponent, though, in the laning stage, so should be somewhat okay. Snowball forward is going to be able to catch on to Swindles yet again. There's the glimpse on back. He does get caught in the kinetic fields. Crush onto 3. I think that he is still going to end up falling, though. Oh, Rocket Barrage getting soaked up by the creep wave. With the magic stick, he's going to be fine, and Z-Freak's going to take that extra little bit of farm that's left. A lonely Dazzle.
Dark light.
Well, they thought about doing something there again, but no, not going to end up happening. Quite catch on that harassment either. Wind Ranger able to control this lane a little bit more effectively, and Lina another very strong laning opponent, but the amount of damage that's dealt out, 9-second cooldown on Power Shot versus the 8.5 seconds I guess on Dragon Slave. It's still. The real thing is the ability to actually get that harassment off, and the right-click wars coming out. Oh, nice illusion rune. Going to be able to keep on dealing that damage. Selena pulling the creep wave off to the side, though. Didn't quite hit that power shot. That might have actually been enough with the wind run. And now Winter Wyvern sticking around over here. We're going to see a few more shots and salvos fired off towards a Megaponer. Caesar's been playing this positioning war really effectively. And going to be able to draw the aggro back over as well. Clockwork wants to keep the lane pushed up as much as possible. Wind Ranger missing the kill in the mid lane. So sorry about that. That's just how quickly these things can happen. Almost instantaneously. Power shot, the shackle coming in, as well as the wind run. That's going to be enough for that kill. Sorry again about that kill, but it does occasionally happen in those mid lanes, and that's really freaking huge. Net worth, take a look, 2,400 on the Wind Ranger, 14 on the Gyro, 2 kills in, the only ones in the games, as well as 19 CS. Wind Ranger is feeling very, very comfortable. Top lane, do we have any other things going on over here? No, just going to keep the general harassment. Meanwhile, the Tusk is going to pull, try and get those levels up. If he wants to at some point, he could probably rotate down and help out the Clinks as well. That would really become pretty helpful, I think. We're going to have Swindles and Z-Freak come and try and contest this pull. They are going to be able to make that happen. There's the glimpse on back, the snowball forward. I don't think that they have enough to really catch him. We do have a Grave back up as well. Maybe going to be able to turn this back around. Tusk dropping relatively low. One more right click should do it with the rotation from the Winter Wyvern as well. The Splinter Blast will finish him off, and Winter Wyvern getting a kill, coming in on the action. Complexity looking very, very strong indeed. Nicely done. 300 gold going back their direction. And that's the thing, is like you end up seeing these rotations immediately. So Tusk able to pull, get a couple of levels here, but now he needs to make his move and make something happen across the map. But with level 2, I'm not sure if it's really going to be enough. Mid lane yet again. Do we have any other things coming out? The biggest thing in this lane is going to be how well are you able to they both miss uphill. How well you're going to be able to simultaneously get last hits while simultaneously CSing with your spells. That's going to be the single most important thing. All right, Tusk now in the area, waiting to jump on top of him. They should realize that the Tusk is not here and not pulling. But, Mouse, I believe in you. You can do it. Testing for like 5 hours. Believe in you, don't fail me now. There's the snowball forward. He's going to be able to catch on. Z's not going to be able to. Oh, God, the shards. The igloo. They wanted it so bad. Mid lane, we do see the Lina fall as well from the Winter Wyvern rotating in. So one gank fails, the other one succeeds, and Complexity taking a 4-0 lead. 400 gold swing. 30 XP as well. To a 2,500 net worth lead right now. EXP a little bit more into the favor, but that's mainly because of these rotations. Like, it has been so good right now. Complexity, they're just playing this exceptionally well and winning all of their lanes currently. I think Tusk has still gotten some levels, as has the Clockwork, and Clockwork now has 6, so there's some question as to whether or not bottom lane got one, but Clinks was able to get a good amount in lane. And if you take a look now, and not as much as the Clockwork actually, so maybe the bottom lane is won by Clock and he's going to be able to come around and start to make some changes happen, but it's still tough. Like, the fact that Clinks got away from this one pretty much perfectly fine, and he's going to have his soul ring now in a second as well. I think that they're going to be in a really good spot. Haste Rune going to be left alone for the Lina, who does have Laguna Blade back up. This is going to be a very important point, but this ward, this is great. Like, this is so good right now by Vlad. You know that the Clockwork has 6. You know that he's going to become a problem. You place down a ward. You get out of the way. You make sure that you're going to be able to keep your carries alive, and all in all, just exactly what needs to happen. A super safe play. They did also spot out the clockwork here, so they know that he's around. It's a little bit tough for them to actually be able to get anything. Did Dazzle die up top? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just completely missed it while I was looking at the ward vision and just talking about it. All right, Omega Poner here is going to be able to jump on forward, just cancel the hook, ends up using it at the end, snowball forward. This is going to be a Winter Wyvern, maybe able to get out there. Nicely done with the Cold Embrace and the Arctic Burn turnaround. He is not afraid to keep on chasing here. Now Lena in with the Haster in though. Z's going to be able to make his way out of there. Does end up getting dusted. Used a smoke first. Accidentally, it does look like Z's is going to end up falling though. Laguna Blade too strong. Top lane now. Pat Soul getting chased down as well. Swindles has taken a lot of damage from this. The Rocket is going to fall in the end. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the Winter Wyvern also ended up dying. But then the rotation in from the Clockwork. Now the Grave coming out. They're able to catch the Dazzle yet again. Oh, is this going to be enough to be able to turn this back around? The Slardar survived for so long, but is able to kill the Gyrocopter, so I kind of think it's worth it, even though he ends up falling. At the end of the day, 5 for 5 is the kill tally, while pressure is being applied to this mid lane. Where are you at, Fight Recap? You're my savior. Alright, Winter Wyvern level 4. Yeah, the Gyrocopter for the Slardar and the Dazzle. It was really close to the Slardar getting out of there. Can't believe that he was actually able to take down that gyro too. It was very, very close. Alright, Z's very comfortable now.
Dire's middle.
He's level 6, still has that Soul Ring recipe, so wants to be able to build into that pretty soon, and then he can really start moving around the map. Does have Tranquils as well. Swindles. Not a ton of farm, but does have Treads currently. Z-Freak with the ward as well. Yeah, they're just going to be fine. They're going to be perfectly fine. The key thing here is that Windranger has almost double their farm. Like, she's in a really comfortable spot now, and going straight for that Aghanim Scepter. They can start taking fights as soon as she gets that, because you're going to be able to get the amp damage down. Like, this is one of the key points of Windranger, is that oftentimes people talk about, oh, wanted it. Baited out the Rocket Barrage, no problem. One of the key points of Windranger, Clockwork ends up hooking on in, going to catch on to Swindles, is going to be able to break through those cogs. Nicely done there by the Winter Wyvern, making sure that ends up happening. Does get off the crush onto 3. The turnaround, Dazzle, where are you at? We need it. No, not going to be able to happen. The call down is doing a ton of damage, as is the Disruptor ulti. Z-Freak ends up graving himself. Winter Wyvern dies as well. Do they have enough to turn this back around? Cogs, as well as the Rocket Barrage, end up finishing him off. And no, another hit. Dazzle actually able to kill the Gyrocopter with the Poison Touch damage at the very end, along with the power shot coming out from the Windranger. So again, Windranger involved in another huge kill. It really saved that engagement for them. It was looking terrible, but the fact that they ended up taking out the safe lane carry and keeping their mid alive, I think that's kind of worth it. Just because of the fact that, like, you're going to be able to make sure that this Clinks is keeping on doing damage. But back to what I was talking about there with the Aghanim Scepter up on the Windranger. Now that you have amplify damage that's going to be coming out pretty soon by Slardar, they moved him over into the mid lane. He's going to be able to get his level 6 now. All of a sudden, the fact that the Windranger isn't going to have a damage item doesn't become a problem, because you're going to end up having minus 10 armor on whoever she's hitting. So really, really cool there, and maybe going to be able to pick up a Blink Dagger on Slardar pretty soon here as well. It could also be just straight into... No, she's going straight for Axe. The other option here as well that I was going to talk about is going for the point booster, just get a little bit more HP, and then afterwards go back for the Blink Dagger, but doesn't look like that's going to be the option this time around. Smoked on up with the Disruptor as well as the Gyrocopter. They're going to be having a couple of wards brought out, so the smoke to maybe find a kill, but more likely just going to be there to... oh, Swill, you might be in trouble right now. There's the Thunderstrike coming down. He is going to get Cold Embrace in just a second, I believe. Keep him alive as long as possible. Cold Embrace coming a little bit late, but he's dead anyways. It wouldn't have mattered. Winter Wyvern now as well is just going to try and do everything she can to get her level 6. Because once those levels start coming, that's where this starts to become a dangerous situation for Void Boys. Top lane, Windranger 1,500 gold away from Aghanims. They can't really fight into this until you end up getting those level 6 on those key heroes, as well as, of course, the Blink Dagger up on the Slardar becomes much more important also. Clicks abound, Splinter Blast getting tossed on out there, and Clink's ready to hit away at this tower. Strafe is initiated, and look at the tower damage. It's just really, really effective. Clockwork went for the hook, not able to hit. He's very, very careful with his positioning and should be able to walk away from this one. Sentry Ward not going to find him. So that's a Clockwork hook used. It's on that minute-long cooldown, though, so should be okay. And Wind Ranger's still looking to find somebody. Maybe he's going to be able to run right on into here. Tosses out a power shot. Pushing on out the creep wave. Continuing to farm up. 3 heroes rotating over here now, though. Disruptor, as well as that Tusk. Of course, the elusive Gyrocopter. But one-upping them one more time is going to be Complexity. Bring 4 heroes up top. We're off to the side. Z's going to run away. Almost got caught by the Clockwork, but they're ready to dive this. There's a lot of damage that can come out with a very quickness. There is the jump forward. Maybe. Clockwork, he doesn't have a hook shot. For another couple of seconds, the amplified damage is down on top of him. Oh god, this is going to be really bad. Shackle into immediate focus fire. There is the static storm, though, and able to keep him alive a little bit longer. Blade Mail ends up getting popped. The back line of the rest of the Radiant is going down. Vlad is not going to be able to do enough. Doesn't have level 6 quite yet. Z-Freak dropping low as well. Already going to be able to turn this one here. Walrus Punch down on top of Z's. He's going to fall fast, and all of them are going to end up dying. In the back line, the Wind Ranger was able to get taken down also, and this is just disastrous right now. 5 heroes dead for only 2. Oh man, that is not what you want to have happen. But take a look at the spells being able to get casted out there by the Wind Ranger. Only the phase boots, and the rest of the way kind of tells the story there. Just a huge team fight for Void Boys. Exactly what they need to turn that one back around, and Graph is going to start to tell the tale as well. Climb, and then as we move beyond the summit, you end up dropping on down as Void Boys. Oh, it's frustrating.
Dire's top tower has been
In case you couldn't tell, I love me some puns. All right, Tusk is going to be able to deny the top tower yet again. Z-Freak now moving over in lane. Does have his wards as well. But all in all, I think that they're in a good spot. Like, still, they're still going to come online at the same time. It was just an unfortunate team fight where they stuck around a little bit too long. And that, again, was without the Clockwork hook. So another little boon where it could have been good. Like, opponent just casually walking through as he gets power shot, I should say. Us trying to soak on up his levels as well. Already level 8. They're rotating in 3 heroes in the bottom lane, trying to see if they can find this Wind Ranger. Are going to be able to do it. Hookshot does come out. Nice shackle. Keeping him alive a little bit longer. The Disruptor is still here as well. TP's coming on in. Blade Mail is out. He's going to be able to stun there off to the side. The Clinks does fall immediately to the Luna, though. Maybe they're going to be able to make this happen more. Wind Ranger was able to kill the Clockwork off screen, and meanwhile, another power shot going to be able to take out the Disruptor. Ranger double kill. Link's the only one that ended up dying so far. There's the Winter's Curse that they needed. Snowball on into it, though. Oh, they're going to end up falling. Swindles is Shallow Graved up now. Maybe going to be able to get another kill there. That's a triple kill for the Wind Ranger off the end of that, and it looks like Swindle's going to be able to survive. Really nice play out of Z-Freak on this Dazzle, making that hero work. Oh, man. Me, oh, my. Look at that fight recap. 1,200 gold swing, 1,800 EXP, and really, the key component right there was the very nice play by the Dazzle, keeping him alive. Tier 1 tower is going to end up falling. Meanwhile, over in the jungle, Clinks is going to start stalking after these heroes and hopefully finding a potential pickoff. Actually, no, he's just going to move on over, and they get the kills at the same times of the tower. No glyph used. Oh, man. Right. Let's see now. I think that also the Winter Wyvern ulti was pretty great. I think that was definitely a key component to being able to win that fight. So, Tusk now, getting ready. He does have the Dust of Appearance as well, the key component to being able to find that Glex. I'm kind of wondering when they're going to be going for the Roshan. That's the next thing that I'm worried about. Because I think that if Complexity, now that they're about to be able to get these next couple of items, the key levels, they've got Aghanim Scepter up on the Wind Ranger. If they get the next Roshan, they can certainly push down Tier 2 towers, no problem. And with the Slaughter on your team as well, Focus Fire being up, like, it's very, very obvious that they're going to be able to take this Rosh whenever they want. Clink's looking to be going for that Desolator. Blade Mail up on the Clockwork.
Radiant's bottom tower
well
is
as
under attack.
the hook shot up and ready. There's the blink on the Slardar. They needed. Bly very comfortable. Just waiting for their next moment to jump on in here. I think that last team fight might have shooken them a little bit, and they need to find an initiation point. But with the Invis up on the Wind Ranger, she can pick off anybody, and if she finds the Lena, well, they're all grouped up together now, though. That's the problem. Oh god, this is going to be really bad. The rest of the team is following up behind them. No wards in this area. They have no idea that this is going on. They're actually smoked on up. That might reveal, at least to them, that they're going to be able to make this happen. Omega Pwn does still get revealed there. They're waiting for the dust to come out. They think it's the Clinks. Blade Mill comes out immediately. There's the Weave on top of 4. Winter's Curse as well. That's going to be the Disruptor taking a lot of damage. Do they have enough to burn him down really quickly, though? I might be able to get his ulti off. He does. That's on top of Swindles in the middle of all of it. Call down. But the Grave from Z is keeping him alive a little bit longer. The Crush might be enough. We do end up seeing Gills get a double kill. And now also the Wind Ranger's starting to go ham. Oh, another 4-man wipe, and the only person that dies in the end is the Dazzle, who got off his grave. Huge team fight. Oh, man. The power shot coming through, hitting absolutely everybody, and now this tier 2 tower is going to end up falling. Alright. Swindle. He blinked forward into the Static Storm, which was a really good play there by the Disruptor to be able to get that off. The big problem that they ended up having was afterwards the Cogs pushed him out of it, and it also pushed Dazzle out of the Static Storm. Had that been able to catch them into it, I think that would have been enough to be able to turn that team fight around. But the fact that you got the Shallow Grave off, that Swindle was able to get off a Crush on top of, I think, 2 or 3 heroes, especially the Gyrocopter, it's just a little bit too bad. And this is the problem that you end up seeing with this Gyrocopter in this patch, I feel like, is that maybe going to be able to kill his Tusk, is that you really need somebody else to help keep him alive. There's just too much damage that can be coming out, and particularly with this minus armor, he can be so vulnerable to just any couple of right clicks, and he's so low already. There's the item. He's going for the Sange first. I really like this. He needs this desperately. He does have the 13 armor up with the Aquila there, as well as just his natural little Gyrocopter-ness. But again, you're seeing all of these heroes having to commit to making sure he doesn't end up getting ganked. Fly as well as Omega Pwn are just sticking around this area and getting whatever farm they can whenever they can. But it's starting to feel like in these team fights they're not going to be able to really contain, like, the fact that you've got Clinks who can just sort of run around with free will. You've also got the Wind Ranger who can blink now, as well as the Slardar who can blink. As soon as you get on top of this Gyrocopter, he's just food for you. More wards picked up by Tusk. That was the other problem. They didn't have great vision going into that fight, and immediately correcting that problem, they're starting to ward on up their jungle. They are behind, so they want to make sure those wards are defensive. Likewise for Complexity, they're starting to put them around these key points of initiation where the next fights are going to take place. Over here in the Roche pit, as well as maybe being able to scout out if somebody does try and smoke over here again. Speaking of smokes, Complexity, ready to move on through here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Blink on Slaughter as well as the Mango. They weave on up. They're ready to go. They're going to end up spotting Z's immediately. Do drop down the Static Storm, but they're already on top of them. Nice hook shot. Going to keep Z's contained. The Blade Mill is out as well, but that's going to be sneaking separate from the rest of the herd. Does he get the Laguna Blade off? That's a big question. Z's is still staying alive through all of this with the Shallow Grave. The call down is there. Cold Embrace keeping him alive a little bit longer. Lena buys back into the game. Needs to get back into this fight if at all possible. Clockwork, meanwhile, ends up getting stunned. Immediately blinked on by that Slardar. Another couple of kills for them. Maybe the turnaround here as well. The Wind Ranger actually is going to be able to TP out of there. No problem at all. Poison touchdown on top of the Tusk. The Grave after the fact. That's going to be another dead hero. The Clinks is just tearing people apart right now. The Desolator is just too strong. And it looks like they're going to be content to push this on out yet again. So much freaking damage being done. Minus armor draft is too real. And now going to be able to push on out and take Roshan yet again. This is going to fall so quickly with the Clinks here as well as the Wind Ranger. And again, it just all harkens back to what I was talking about. The fact that this Wind Ranger can go straight for Blink, and after going for the Aghanim Scepter, she doesn't need to go for anything else because she's got the Focus Fire, she's got the minus armor, it's all good. She's super comfortable right now. And as soon as you end up getting something like a Deso, or not a Deso, excuse me, a little Chrysalis on the Wind Ranger, it's going to just tear apart the enemy team. All right, how do Void Boys get back into this one? I think the key thing is they just need to win a team fight. Over and over again, they've been getting initiated on, and while the static storms have been good in a couple of them, that last one, they weren't quite able to catch the clinks in it, and I don't think that anybody actually got caught. The other thing, they need to be able to find a clockwork initiation is really the key component, and to do that, they need to have vision, but it's tough. It's just so hard to be able to fight into this lineup. They've got so much sustain and ability to just pressure you down, and probably the biggest thing is they need to isolate the Dazzle. But the Dazzle Z-Freak has just been playing so well. He's consistently out of, range of vision. He's being well protected and shadowed by his team. They're being able to block out the clockwork hooks as they're coming on in. And now Swindle's looking like he might be trying to go for another little jump there. Not going to be able. Cogs. Wind Ranger bottom lane. Very sorry about that one.
But for you, I made an
But just like that, you end up gaining another kill. Must have just been a blink into a shackle, and then after a focus fire. It's about that one, guys. Trying to see double with all of the kills that have been going on all over the map here. All right. Slardar looking to maybe be picking up a Blink Dagger, or excuse me, a BKB himself next. The Tusk is still up. Ziz is looking for the opportunity to jump on top of him. There's going to be able to spot him. The Static Storm down on top of him as well. Oh my god, just look at the amount of damage though. Wind Ranger's in the middle of all of it as well. This is going to end up being a dead disruptor. 2-shot by this Clinks. It's just disgusting. Even when you find him and you lay down the Static Storm, it just tickles him at this point. Your Disruptor is currently only level 9. He doesn't really have enough damage. It's looking more and more like Void Boys might end up losing this one unless they change something very, very quickly. Because you need the Disruptor ulti down on top of these heroes to keep them from casting their spells, but you also need the follow-up of the Gyrocopter ulti on top of it. If you don't have those two things in combination, you're not going to be able to really take that fight at all. And systematically now, Complexity... they're smelling blood in the water. They know what they want to do. They're going to be going right on back and pushing out this mid lane, maybe seeing if they can find somebody in the jungle. Thankfully, Void Boys realize that this is probably what's going to happen and do vacate that. Although, Clockwork moving on yet again. He doesn't have his hook shot back up. If Clink spots sight of him at all, you're going to end up seeing a dead Clockwork. No, is just going to be coming on over here, death pacting up, and then farming away as well. And why not? He can do whatever he wants in this game.
Middle tower is under attack.
Man, oh man. There's the smoke. Poner waiting for their option to jump. If they catch him again, this is huge. Oh god, the 3-man crush, the shackle, the everything, they're all falling. Blade Mail is good, but is it going to be good enough? Meanwhile, the Wind Range is taking a lot of damage. Maybe a turnaround here, but no. Clinks is just rocket killing everybody. He doesn't even care. Triple kill for him. He's going to keep going for Fly. 1-2 and you're dead. Boom, maybe. Is it going to be enough? 2, yep, okay. Z's ultra kill, looking for a third. Oh, do they wait for it? Where's the rampage? Give it to me. No! Oh, report Swindles. The heck is that? GG ends up getting called by Sneaking. Oh, I can't believe they stole the rampage. What the hell is going on? Z still ends up taking it. Complexity 2-0ing Void Boys here in a very convincing show in Game 2. Thank you guys very much for watching. Sorry about any technical difficulties and any drama that might have ensued from that, guys. I hope you guys understand. It was a ton of fun being able to cast for you all. I'm probably going to be hanging around a little bit longer after chat just to see how you guys are doing. Thank you again for watching the Summit 4 North American Qualifiers, and I will see you guys soon. Once again, at Lyrical Dota. Bye.